Welcome to the stories on Echoes of Revenge. Step into a world where love turns dangerous, revenge feels inevitable, and every story drags you deeper into the shadows of desire, betrayal, and the human heart. Let's begin today's story. The funeral reception was still happening downstairs when Uncle Derek convened the estate meeting in Grandma's dining room. 14 family members crammed around the table where we'd eaten Thanksgiving dinner 2 months earlier. The potato casserole dishes were barely washed. "Let's be efficient about this," Derek said, spreading papers across the table. "Mom's assets need to be inventoried and distributed per her will. Everything divided equally among her 4 children. I was there because Mom, Derek's sister, had asked me to attend. Just to observe," she'd said. I sat in the corner, quiet, while Derek listed properties. The main house, the rental duplex on Forest Street, the half-acre lot by the high school. Then he said it. And the lake house at 2847 Waterstone Drive. Appraised value approximately $425,000. Probably the most valuable single asset. My coffee cup stopped halfway to my mouth. My cousin Jennifer spoke first. "I want the lake house. I've got 3 kids, they'd actually use it." "We've been going there for family reunions," Cousin Mark countered. "It should stay in the family, not go to just one person." "We could sell it and split the proceeds," Aunt Patricia suggested. 4 ways. Over $100,000 each. I set my cup down carefully. "That's my house." The room went silent. Then Derek laughed. "Honey, no. That's Grandma's lake house. Has been for 40 years. It was Grandma's lake house. I bought it from her 6 years ago. It's mine." You could have heard a pin drop. Then everyone started talking at once. "That's impossible. Grandma would never sell. We have family memories there." Derek held up his hand. "Natalie, I understand you might be confused, but I have Grandma's complete asset list from her attorney. The lake house is listed right here." He tapped the document. "Then her attorney made a mistake," I said quietly. "I have the deed. Recorded with the county in April 2019. I bought it for $285,000. I have 6 years of mortgage statements, property tax receipts, and homeowner's insurance bills. All in my name." My mother was staring at me. "You bought Grandma's lake house? Why didn't you tell anyone?" "Because of this," I said, gesturing at the table. "Because I knew what would happen." Uncle Derek's face had gone red. "This is ridiculous. We're talking about family property." "No," I interrupted. "We're talking about MY property that you just tried to add to an estate inventory without even checking the deed. The thing is, I'd known this would happen eventually. Not the specifics but the shape of it. 6 years ago Grandma had called me. She was 81, sharp as ever but realistic. 'I need to downsize,' she'd said. 'The lake house is too much. Your uncles want me to keep it for family purposes, but I pay $8,000 a year in taxes and insurance on a place I visit twice a summer. It's not practical. What do you want to do? Sell it. But if I sell it on the open market, your Uncle Derek will lose his mind. He thinks it's his retirement plan somehow. So I want to offer it to you first. Below market value. You pay me what I need to be comfortable, I avoid the family drama, you get a property you actually visit.' I'd scraped together the down payment. Got a mortgage for the rest. We'd handled everything through attorneys, kept it quiet, changed nothing about how the family used it. Grandma still had her key. Family reunions continued. I just stopped mentioning that I was paying the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, the repairs. For 6 years I'd maintained the house while they'd assumed it was still Grandma's. When the dock needed replacing last summer, $12,000, I'd paid it. When the roof was damaged in a storm, $8,500, I'd handled it. When the septic system failed, $15,000, I'd covered it. They'd used it for their vacations, their fishing trips, their anniversary weekends. Never asked who paid the utilities. Never wondered about the upkeep." Derek was still sputtering. "Even if this is true, which I doubt, that property has been in our family for decades. Grandma shouldn't have sold it to you privately. That's not fair to everyone else. She could sell her property to whoever she wanted," I said. "I paid fair market value. Everything was legal. And I've been maintaining it at my own expense while you all have been using it for free." "Using it for free?" Jennifer's voice pitched high. "It's a family house. It's my house that I've generously allowed family to use. Aunt Patricia leaned forward. Natalie, be reasonable. Your grandmother clearly intended for that property to benefit everyone. Just because you took advantage of her when she was elderly. I took advantage? My voice stayed level, but something sharp entered it. I bought a property she wanted to sell. I've paid every expense for 6 years. I've never charged any of you rent for the weeks you've stayed there. And now you're trying to liquidate my asset as part of an estate that doesn't include it. My mother finally spoke. Natalie, honey, maybe we should all calm down and look at this reasonably. The family memories in that house are still there, I finished. I haven't changed anything. Haven't kicked anyone out. Haven't sold it. I just own it. Legally. Completely. And it's not part of this estate. Derek stood up. We'll see about that. I'm calling Grandma's attorney right now. Good, I said. Ask him to pull the deed from the county records. While you're at it, ask him why he included a property in the estate inventory without verifying current ownership. He left the room, phone already to his ear. The remaining family members stared at me like I'd revealed I was secretly a criminal. The ghost ledger wrote itself while I sat there. 6 years of family gatherings where I'd smiled while they planned their lake house futures. Cost, authentic presence at family events. Every repair I'd paid for while they assumed the family would handle it. Cost, $47,000 in maintenance they never acknowledged. Every time Derek had said, when I inherit the lake house. Cost, the ability to correct him without seeming greedy. Every time someone had criticized how I'd arranged the furniture or suggested improvements. Cost, respect for my property decisions. Every Christmas when they discussed estate planning and I'd stayed silent. Cost, the chance to set boundaries before crisis. The emotional accounting was precise. They'd borrowed against a future inheritance that didn't exist. They'd spent emotional currency planning lives in a house that wasn't theirs. And I'd let them because correcting them meant this scene, this moment, this fracture. Derek returned 20 minutes later. His face was carefully blank. The attorney confirms that the property at Waterstone Drive was sold in 2019. To Natalie. It's not part of the estate. How much did you pay Grandma? Jennifer demanded. Because if you got some sweetheart deal. $285,000, I said. 15% below market value at the time, which was fair for a private family sale. Current market value is about $425,000, which means I've built $140,000 in equity through normal appreciation and the improvements I've paid for. This is unbelievable, Mark said. You've been lying to us for 6 years. I haven't lied about anything. Nobody ever asked who owned it. You all assumed. Aunt Patricia's voice went cold. I think it's clear what needs to happen. Natalie, the right thing to do is to put that property into the estate. Honor your grandmother's memory. Honor this family. The right thing, I repeated slowly, would have been for any of you to ask me about property ownership before adding my house to your distribution plans. The right thing would have been to verify the estate inventory before this meeting. The right thing would have been to not assume you had rights to something you never bothered to confirm. So that's it. Jennifer's voice cracked. You're just going to keep it? What about family traditions? What about the kids? The kids are welcome to visit. You're all welcome to visit. Same as before. The only thing that's changed is now you know who's been paying for the privilege. Derek tried one more angle. We could contest this. Undue influence. Grandma was elderly. Grandma was 81, completely mentally competent, represented by her own attorney, and made a sound financial decision to sell a property she no longer needed, I said. I have the cognitive assessment from her doctor dated 2 weeks before the sale. I have emails showing she initiated the conversation. I have the attorney's notes confirming she understood every aspect of the transaction. Contest it if you want. Waste your inheritance on legal fees. The deed will still say my name. The probate process moved forward without the lake house. The actual estate, worth about $380,000 after debts, was divided 4 ways. My mother received $95,000. So did Derek, Patricia, and Robert. What they didn't receive was the lake house they'd been mentally spending for years. Derek stopped speaking to me entirely. Patricia sent a long email about betrayal and family values. Jennifer unfriended me on social media. Mark took a more practical approach and simply asked if he could still book the house for his anniversary. I said yes. 6 months after probate closed, I refinanced the lake house. Better rate, lower payment. The bank appraiser valued it at $438,000. The equity was now $153,000. All mine. I changed exactly one thing about the property. I installed a small plaque by the front door. Waterstone House. Private property. Established 2019. Last weekend I was there alone. Sat on the dock at sunset with a glass of wine. No family reunion. No cousins' kids running through. No Uncle Derek calculating theoretical futures. Just me, the water, and the quiet satisfaction of ownership. They'd wanted the lake house as inheritance. Something given, something owed, something cosmically theirs by virtue of being family. Instead, they got a lesson in property law and the difference between assumption and reality. I built something they thought they'd receive. They planned around something they never had. And when the probate court discovered the truth, their inheritance dispute turned into their education on the very simple principle that wanting something doesn't make it yours. The lake is still there. The house is still there. The memories are still there. But the deed has my name on it. And that's the only line that matters.